sometimes there are moments when life seems to be openly playing games with us. Our plans fall apart, our loved ones don't understand us, and within us grows an unshakable sense of unease. Disappointments, confusing people, and unexpected challenges. It's like we're caught in a storm and no one is coming to help. And in the middle of this chaos, only one question arises. How can I remain calm? How can I move forward without losing myself, while preserving my inner strength? The answer lies in a philosophy that emerged thousands of years ago, yet remains incredibly powerful even today. Stoic philosophy. This video isn't just made to inspire you. The 12 Stoic principles shared here will teach you how to deal with anger, respond calmly and wisely, and stand firm even in the hardest moments. If you're also searching for a way to live steadily in a chaotic world, if you want to rediscover your inner strength, then it's worth watching this video until the end. Remember this: no matter what life throws at you, your power lies in how you respond. So please take just 1 second to subscribe to the channel, because through valuable videos like this, we'll continue opening new doors to your Stoic strength. This is not a place for the weak. It's a home for those who possess silent power. If you're ready, let's begin. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." This idea may sound simple, but it reveals one of the most important truths in life. Life is not just about what happens to us. It's about how we perceive what happens. This is the first principle of the Stoics: to become the master of your own thoughts. For example, when someone loses their job, they might see it as a tragedy because they view it purely as a financial loss. But another person might see that same event as a new beginning, a chance to rediscover themselves and grow. Both experience the same thing, but the outcomes are different. Why? Because their perspectives are different. Think of life as an ocean filled with waves you can't control. But how you respond to those waves, how you steer the ship, which direction you choose, and that's in your hands. You can't calm the sea, but you can learn how to navigate your ship. The stress you face every day, the injustices done by others, the unexpected failures, none of these have to disturb your inner peace. If you can govern your thoughts, no external force can throw you off balance. And this is the true power of Stoicism. It teaches us that real strength doesn't come from changing events, but from shaping our response to them. Reality doesn't control your emotions. You do. By choosing the meaning you assign to reality, wasting energy on things you cannot control is like fighting the wind. You'll only exhaust yourself, and nothing will change. But if you focus your attention on your thoughts and reactions, you'll develop an inner strength that can keep you calm even amidst the wildest storms. True freedom begins the moment you realize this power. There will always be people who want to hurt you, those who ruin your plans, or simply don't understand your dreams. But you get to choose how you respond to them, with anger, resentment and bitterness, or with understanding, calm and inner peace. Know this: every difficulty in life is a test that comes to remind you of your strength. It's you who decides how events affect you. Each time you respond to life with composure and conscious awareness, you don't just grow as a person, you evolve into a spiritually strong being. The second principle is the remembrance of death. Memento mori, remember you must die. At first glance, this phrase may seem cold or frightening, but the wisdom behind it points to one of life's deepest truths. We are not eternal, and our lives can end at any moment. This is not to scare you, it's to awaken you. Don't postpone your life because tomorrow is not promised. Every day you wake up, breathe again, hear the voices of your loved ones, see the light, taste your food. None of these are guaranteed. Today is a gift. So how are you spending it? In anger, regret, complaints, or in gratitude and presence? The Stoics said death is not an enemy. It is a friend that reminds us what truly matters in life. One who remembers death will feel life more deeply. They won't waste time on petty arguments, pointless desires, or artificial worries, because they know their time is limited and limited time should be lived with purpose, love, and awareness. The greatest illusion in life is thinking we have endless time. We get trapped in future plans, telling ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow." But today, this moment, is your true wealth. What you do now will not exist tomorrow. Every second that passes will never return. Wasted time is an invisible thief that silently steals your life. That's why living each day as if it were your last changes the quality of your life completely. When you realize you're about to lose something, you naturally begin to treat it with more care and appreciation. Life is the same. Remembering death is not about fear, it's about living more fully. It means seeing beauty, hugging your loved ones more often, holding on to less anger, and never forgetting to say thank you. Maybe today is the day you should reach out to a friend you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe today is the day to express a thank you you've held in your heart. Because no one is guaranteed a tomorrow, but you can choose how to live today. Memento mori is not a warning, it's an invitation. An invitation to value life, to appreciate every moment, to breathe with gratitude. And each time you remember this phrase, a voice inside you should rise and say, "I am still alive. That means I have one more chance to live meaningfully and create value." The third principle is this: it's not external forces that make you strong, it's inner peace. Sometimes life gets unbearably loud. People talk, judge, criticize, argue. Social media, the news, the streets, workplaces, all turn into a sea of noise. In the middle of this chaos, staying calm may look like weakness to some, but in reality, it is the purest form of strength. The Stoics constantly reminded us, no matter what's happening around you, there must be a fortress of calm within you, and that fortress must be so strong that even if there's a storm outside, your inner peace remains untouched. Because it's not people that break you, it's the excessive value you place on their words. It's not criticism that weakens you, it's your inner unrest in the face of it. It's not chaos that destroys you, it's the fact that you let that chaos live inside you. Silence is a strength, the Stoics said. Your silence should not come from fear, it should come from self-mastery. Sometimes the strongest response is saying nothing at all, because in that moment, your silence is a conscious stance, a decision not to descend to the other person's level. True strength is not measured by how loudly you speak. Inner peace, the ability to walk away from unnecessary arguments, the choice to not react to provocations, and maintaining control in every situation. These are signs of true power. If you can control your emotions, the world can do very little to shake you. Imagine life as a storm and you are standing at its center. Trees are falling, umbrellas are flipping, people are running, but you stand still, close your eyes and take a deep breath. That is strength, because you are choosing your reactions not based on others' actions, but based on your own values. A person who surrenders to external influences becomes a plaything of everything. A single criticism, a news report, or an opinion can change them. But the one who finds inner stability becomes the captain of their own ship. They watch life's trials like the sea, sometimes calm, sometimes stormiest, but always passing. Stillness is not fear, it is mastery. Trusting your inner voice, not following the noise of others, and not responding to every question. These come with experience and self-awareness. Inner peace gives you the right to be yourself anywhere, natural and calm. Yes, the environment will change, people will change. Some will treat you unfairly, some won't understand you. But if your inner stance remains unchanged, no storm can shake you. Because you've found your center. The fourth principle is to suppress anger and elevate understanding. Anger is a feeling that flares up like a sudden fire within us and can burn everything to ashes. But whether we extinguish that flame or fuel it is up to us. Most people see anger as an uncontrollable reaction, like a beast breaking its chains and destroying everything. But the Stoics thought differently. Anger is not uncontrollable, it's an untrained behavior. The moment you get angry, you hand over your power to the other person. Anyone who can disturb your peace can control you. If a word they say or an action they take can destroy your inner calm, then they've established dominance over you. True freedom is knowing that the right to react belongs only to you. True strength is born in the moments you remain calm. If a person cannot manage their inner world, no opportunity the world offers will bring them happiness. Anger may sometimes seem justified, but most of the time when we respond with anger, we make the situation worse. If we had stayed silent in that moment, it would have seemed insignificant later. But anger is the child of impatience. It is born without thought and often ends in regret. Understanding does not make you weak. On the contrary, showing understanding, trying to understand yourself and the other person more deeply, is a sign of inner strength and wisdom. A person who can control their emotions brings peace to those around them as well. Sometimes people may treat you unfairly. Sometimes others may try to break you. But you should not reflect their darkness within yourself, because you cannot control who they are, but you can choose your own response. And that response can either set you free or enslave you. Anger is so seductive. It feels like a force inside calling you to explode. But when you take one step back and breathe, that force loses its grip over you. And when you protect your inner peace, you don't let the chaos around you take control. True leadership, true greatness, is not losing control when others are testing you. Only such people earn trust. Only such people become the captains of their own lives. The fifth Stoic principle is not to worry about what is not within your control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Your task is to use your reason well. Everything else is the work of nature." These words hold the key to freedom, because in life, we worry most about the things we cannot control. What others think of us, who likes us, how the world is changing, how people treat us. None of these are fully within our control, yet we spend most of our energy on them. Think about it. You replay someone's cold behavior in your mind for days. You let someone who doesn't like you shake your sense of self-worth. Political news, climate changes, economic shifts. Most of these are issues you have no direct influence over. So why do they take up space inside you? Stoic philosophy tells us your job is to control yourself, not others. You only have authority over your thoughts, decisions, values, and reactions. If you live by this principle, you are no longer a prisoner of your environment. On the contrary, you become a fortress standing firm at the center of calm. You cannot make everyone love you. You cannot guarantee that the world will treat you fairly. But you can choose your beliefs, your behavior, and your principles. And that choice is your true power. Always carry this question inside you. Is this within my control or not? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, take responsibility and act. Understanding the difference between these two is the key to both peace and freedom. The desire to change the world often comes from a noble intention. But the first thing that must change is you. Because when you change, the way you see the world changes too. If you can learn to find peace in matters beyond your control, life becomes lighter, more breathable and truly livable. As long as we are alive, we will face difficulties. But the main point is this: every difficulty is an opportunity. This is the sixth principle of the Stoics. Challenges are the tests life gives us. For some, they are dark dead ends. But for others, they are doors to self-discovery, strength, and growth. The Stoics believe that problems don't come to stop you, they come to shape you. You either turn them into opportunities or let them bend you with helplessness. When a problem arises, most people ask, "Why did this happen to me?" But the Stoic perspective is different. If this problem has come my way, then it must be necessary for my growth. Every hardship carries a seed of strength within it. You can either smother it with fear or water it with courage and let it grow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The stone in your path isn't there to make you fall, it's there to help you rise. Fire burns everything, yes, but it also hardens steel and purifies gold. When you pass through the fire, you either turn to ashes or discover your strength and transform into something greater. In truth, difficulties are reminders of your inner power. They force you to think deeply, to find new paths, to shake off laziness and move forward. Life doesn't expect you to be perfect in ideal conditions. The real test is staying true to your principles even in difficult times. Remember, we learn very little in comfort. Growth happens in risk, discomfort, and struggle. Sometimes, life won't take you where you want to go, but the path you're on will bring more valuable and meaningful outcomes. That's when you realize that difficulty wasn't just a problem, it was a hidden teacher. In this light, the strongest people are those who've walked the hardest roads. They too have been shaken, cried, fallen, and lost. But with one key difference, they didn't give up. And you must remember this too. The difficulty you face is not a wall. It is a mirror. It shows you who you have been and who you can become. The seventh principle is silence. Silence is often misunderstood. People sometimes think not responding is a sign of weakness. But often the strongest response is no response at all. For the Stoics, remaining calm is the triumph of reason over emotion. Silence is the path chosen by those who don't surrender to their impulses. Most people react angrily to the first provocation. Emotions flare, words spill out uncontrollably, and relationships break. But to stay silent with intention, that means conquering the storm within. It's not just a silence of the mouth. It's a silence born from the mind. And this kind of silence is filled with wisdom. Seneca said, "When fools talk, the wise remain silent." You are not obligated to react to everything, because not everything deserves a response. Sometimes staying silent is the smartest decision to protect your value, your time, and your inner peace. The less you respond, the more power you retain. Silence is your advantage. Don't forget, silence isn't just a pause, it's a chance to reflect, to understand yourself, and to view the situation from a higher perspective. When you remain calm, not only do you conserve emotional energy, but you also gain the ability to observe others. Words can be manipulative, but silence brings truth. Being silent doesn't mean never speaking. It means knowing when not to speak. True intelligence lies in the wisdom of choosing both your words and your silences with care. And always remember, staying calm must come not from fear, but from inner strength. Because the one who has mastered themselves has already won the hardest battle in the world. The eighth principle is self-knowledge. Knowing yourself is a victory, far greater and far more difficult than conquering the outside world. Because the real battle begins within. The Stoics said, "The one who knows himself is already free." If you don't understand your inner world, you will be swayed by the opinions of others, random events, and fleeting emotions. But if you know who you are, what you believe in, and what you fear, no one can lead you astray. Self-knowledge isn't just about recognizing your strengths. It also means having the courage to face your weaknesses, your fears, and the unanswered questions inside you. A person becomes stronger when they stand face to face with their shadow. You must be willing to look not only into the light, but also into the darkness. True freedom doesn't begin with denial, it begins with acceptance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Your soul is your closest friend. Be honest with it always." A person who lives without knowing themselves is like a ship that surrenders to every wind. Wherever the wind blows, that's where it goes. But the person who knows themselves knows which port they're sailing to, can harness the wind and command the sea. Recognizing your inner weaknesses doesn't make you weak. On the contrary, denying them allows them to control you. Naming your fears is the first step to defeating them. The more open, honest, and sincere you are with yourself, the freer and stronger you become. Self-knowledge is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong journey. Every new experience, every new person, and every new difficulty holds up a mirror to you. The question is, do you have the courage to look into that mirror? Remember, the name others give you is just a label. But how you perceive yourself, that is your true identity. Freedom begins the moment you discover that truth. Life doesn't have to be fair, but you must be. And this is the ninth Stoic principle. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes the most righteous people carry the heaviest burdens.
The most sincere ones suffer the most.
And sometimes the wicked prosper while justice seems absent. But how the world behaves shouldn't determine how you behave, because Stoic strength is measured by your ability to preserve inner justice despite external injustices. Marcus Aurelius said, "How others behave is not your concern. How you behave, that is the real question." Justice doesn't just live in laws, it lives in actions. Living with integrity means doing what's right even when no one is watching. Justice is not tied to outcomes but to intention. Remember, life owes you nothing. Being a good person doesn't guarantee immunity from harm. But protecting your conscience protects you from being torn apart inside. How honestly and righteously you live, this is your most valuable asset. Because one day everything will pass. What will leave a mark is not what you possessed, but how you behaved. If you use life's unfairness as an excuse to stray from the right path, then you too contribute to the disorder. But if you stay just, you add order to the world. To be a conscientious person is the hardest but highest path, because it demands that you listen not to the noise outside, but to the voice within. For the Stoics, justice wasn't just a concept, it was a way of life. Integrity, loyalty, and pure intention, these were unshakable pillars. No matter what happened, lean on those pillars, because even if the world changes, righteous behavior remains an unbreakable peak. The 10th principle, true wealth is needing less. Today's world constantly teaches you to want more. A bigger house, a more expensive car, more followers, more things. But amidst all this chasing of more, your soul quietly begins to hollow. Stoics, however, reveal a very different secret. Contentment with less is the true form of wealth. This is the 10th principle. We must all understand that a simple life is not a sign of poverty. It's a powerful choice. It's the ability to afford everything, but the wisdom to desire only what you truly need. Simplicity is a lifestyle that frees you from the chains of materialism. When you want less, you become more grateful. The person who knows how to live with little is never truly poor. They are aware of the treasure within. Epictetus said, "If what you have doesn't satisfy you, then nothing more ever will." If you search for happiness outside yourself, you will always crave the next item, the next experience, the next person. But when you awaken the values within you, peace, gratitude, contentment, you become the source of your own happiness. To live simply is to value every moment. A warm cup of tea, the quiet of a good book, a friend's sincere words. These become the greatest gifts, because you're not looking for richness in price, but in meaning. This is the foundation of life. The simpler you become, the lighter you feel. Fewer possessions mean fewer burdens. Fewer desires mean less anxiety. Lower expectations mean fewer disappointments. In the end, what remains is a calm mind, a peaceful heart, and a meaningful life. Simplicity becomes the most luxurious form of existence. And to live this luxury, you need no credit cards, no brand names, and no one else's approval. Just want less, and you'll begin to feel the value of everything you already have, twice as deeply. The 11th principle, live each day as if it were your last. Today is not just another date on the calendar, it could be your final opportunity. Don't let that idea scare you. Let it awaken you. When we remember death, we begin to cherish life more deeply. The Stoics never forgot this truth. Every morning they would ask themselves, if today were my last day, how would I live? If today were truly your final day, would you still hold on to resentment? Would you continue postponing the words you've been meaning to say to your loved ones? Or would you finally embrace them and whisper, I'm sorry and thank you? The thought of death isn't meant to make you pessimistic. It's meant to make you present. It reminds you not to waste your energy on trivial things. Each moment is too precious to be taken for granted. The dreams you say you'll pursue someday could actually fit into a single day, if only you stopped delaying them. Marcus Aurelius once said, you act like you're going to live forever, But death is already at your side, and you failed to see it. If you're still breathing, still able to hold your loved ones, still able to speak from your heart, that's a gift. A gift that must be lived now, not tomorrow. If you live each day this way, without fear, without hate, appreciating those you love, and letting go of what doesn't matter, life suddenly becomes deeper. The simplest moments transform into the most meaningful memories. So live this day, which could be your last, to the fullest. Love quietly, share generously, live wholeheartedly. This day will never come again, but how you live it will never be forgotten. The 12th principle: you cannot control everything, but you can control yourself. Accept that life will not always go according to your plans, because life follows its own flow, not your expectations. There are many things outside of your control: the weather, other people's opinions, the passage of time, even death itself. But there is one thing that belongs entirely to you: your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Epictetus explained it simply: some things are up to us, and some things are not. If you want peace in this life, you must understand that difference. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can always choose how you respond, and that choice is where your true power lies. Storms will come, people will criticize you, your plans will fall apart, but if you can protect your inner peace, you will walk through life's chaos untouched, because you've decided to govern your inner world, not the outer one. Self-control doesn't mean never getting angry. It means not being ruled by anger. It means not surrendering to fear. It means staying silent in the face of rage, responding calmly to insult, and breathing through anxiety. It's about creating order within when the world outside is disorderly. The world will keep changing without asking your permission, but your greatest power remains inside you. The person who controls themselves is immune to the games of the world and unmoved by the behavior of others. They know exactly where their power ends and where it begins. Life doesn't ask you for perfection. It asks for discipline of yourself, of your emotions, of your reactions. And the moment you learn to manage these, your true freedom begins. In conclusion, the 12 Stoic Principles are not just ideas. They are tools for a transformed life. Let me tell you this clearly: these 12 principles are not abstract philosophical thoughts. Each one is a compass that can deeply transform your life. Never forget, to be a Stoic doesn't mean to suppress your emotions. It means to master them, to stand still in the middle of a storm. If you want real change in your life, begin with these principles. Stay calm, stay strong, stay stoic. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on more life-changing insights like these.